evening, Simon here, Explosive Action, here for my October update, getting a couple of days in early, as I'm going to be away for the next week, so you get this a couple of days early. Some Blu-rays, DVDs, and the usual East Asian contingent. Let's get cracking. And the first one is the Complete American Gothic TV series. Never saw this, and I found the whole set here in a charity store for $5, and I can't argue with that. Nice multi-disc set. Doesn't look like it's ever been watched, and yeah, just one of those 90s TV series that I never saw, but keen to check it out. So American Gothic. This is likely to be garbage. Werewolf, the Devil's Hound. Yeah, it was $1, literally $1. And it had werewolves and really crappy looking vampire type fangs, and it had like a 2.7 on IMDb. Yep, give it a crack. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, I bought a David DeCoteau film, Leeches, because it was also $1. And well, it'll apparently make you bleed you dry, so that's something. Yeah, I expect pain. Lots of pain with this one. I know that David DeCoteau likes to put many shirtless males in his movies, as suggested down the bottom here. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, I suppose. Leeches. This is good, though. Bloody Pit of Horror. This is some real schlocky stuff. There's 1,000,001 different releases of this. Don't know how legit any of them are, but I'll take the Something Weird video version over all the others. Excuse the glare, I'm sitting in a different spot today. Haven't quite mastered this corner of the room. But yes, Bloody Pit of Horror. Another one of the video nasties. And yep, presented in widescreen. So yep, I class that as a good addition. This, just the irony of this one. So this is the Giallo Death Laid an Egg on the formerly incredibly rare Japanese DVD, which was the only way of seeing this film. There is now 2 Blu-rays to choose from. And I guess whoever dumped this at the second-hand store bought one of those, as I have. But still, I picked up this disc for a tenner. There was a period in time where you'd be lucky to get it for less than triple figures, and it's got the little booklet and everything. I don't need it, but it's one of those ones that I was hunting for it for so long. Now I've got it. I don't need it, but I wasn't going to leave it there. So Death Laid an Egg, the original Japanese edition. Got a couple of cheap westerns, spaghetti westerns. I don't know much about these ones. Kitosh, the Man Who Came from the North. There's quite a few in this range that Bounty put out. I think they vary in picture quality. This was $2, and then I've got Boot Hill, which is another spaghetti. And yeah, know very little about it. I know it's a Terence Hill one, Bud Spencer, but that's about all I know. This one's anamorphic, I think. Yep. So see how we go with this one. But you can find them in like the Liquidators and $2 shops like that. They have these things, so seek them out. And the rest of this DVD pile is a bunch of Eurocrime that I got, all of this from the same private seller. Heroin Busters, Fabio Testi. And yep, shot by Enzo. Haven't seen this one before. Haven't seen any of these ones, actually. I'm quite behind in a lot of my Eurocrime, so this is a really nice way to stack up on them. I've heard many good things about Heroin Busters, so it's a shame those rotten stickers they put on the American DVDs. Obviously it was too close to the slick, and it's ripped the top right off. The stupid barcode stickers they put up there. Ugh. These are just so awesome to have because these are all no shames, and I paid very little for them. The Maurizio Merli film Convoy Busters, which I know is one of the classics. Really, really good buy I got on these. Nice sets, get the booklets. Some of these are still $40 new if available. Some of them aren't. So, No Shame's been bust for a long time. So yeah, really happy to get these ones. We've got Convoy Busters. We've got Thomas Millian in Emergency Squad. Ray Lovelock as well. Next one, we've got A Man Called Magnum. Yep, I really don't know too much about these ones. I'm just going to be chucking them all on, probably one after each other, hopefully. Gambling City, a Sergio Martino film. Very cool. And the last one, 38 Colt Special Squad. Or Colt 38, depends, I suppose, how you want to read it. Colt 38 Special Squad, there you go. The good thing about these No Shame discs is the extensive amount of extras. They do great restoration. They really put a lot of love into these things. So even if Blu-rays come along, you don't necessarily have to upgrade. So that's the DVDs. And on to the Blu-rays now. The first one is political thriller Gorky Park. One of those names I've heard for many, many years and never got around to watching. William Hurt, Lee Marvin. Supposedly a classic. I've heard many good things from it. And yeah, I will look forward to checking this one out. I do like political thrillers when they're done well, especially like the Russian type ones. So yeah, I think I'll probably quite like Gorky Park. So yeah, I'll chuck that on soon, I think. Fair Game, finally picking this one up. Ozploitation Classic on Umbrella Blu-ray. I think it's the only Blu-ray so far. Nice transfer, bunch of special features. And yeah, it's just nice to finally get this one upgraded. So that's Fair Game. German release of Death Machine. There is a media book as well, but I've opted for the cheaper and easier to store disc. I love that alien rip-off in the top left. Yeah, so this is obviously an improvement on the old full-screen American DVD, and I haven't checked it out since those days, so I remember very little about it. And it's got the reversible, usual German cover, except for it has, on the reverse, if I can get that out, the artwork that's used on the media book. So there you go. Very cool. And I've heard that the print on this is really good, so looking forward to checking out Death Machine German Blu-ray. Very cheap too. One of the latest from MVD, Shadow Builder. I got this on Australian eBay from a second-hand seller. I guess he didn't like the film, so I got it very cheap. Late 90s horror film. Bram Stoker's Shadow Builder. Haven't seen this one, I don't think. If I did, it would have been on VHS, and I don't remember it. But the price was right, and some of the 90s horror, late 90s, is good fun, so be checking it out. And I believe it was shot on film too, so it's not a direct-to-video thing. RoboCop 2. I think this is a great film. I won't say it's a classic. It's nowhere near as good as the first film, of course, but it is a whale of a time. And watching it again on this Blu-ray, which is better than the previous MGM Blu-ray, this one's from Shout, I wouldn't say forgotten, but man, it really made me realize how just ridiculously violent this film is. It is something else, really. It's quite a violent film, and sadistic violence, particularly when the Robo 2 is unleashed. Very violent stuff. Good film. Doesn't hold a candle to the first one, but just pretend it's a very different type of film, and you'll have fun with it. It's definitely blacker in the comedy, and it is better than RoboCop 3, which is not saying much, but anyway. Scorched Earth, brand new release here, Gina Carano, post-apoc western, so this should be kind of cool. That's about all I know. I just saw those things and went, man, this is going to be pretty good. And Gina Carano is cool, so I will be checking this one out. Scorched Earth. Got this one for $3. Carnage Park. Was looking at this when it was originally released, and for some reason never pulled the trigger on it. But it's sort of a 70s robbery gone wrong kind of film. And yeah, gee, the title and the design on this cover just sort of piqued my interest, and definitely in the end the price did as well. Cabin Fever, the remake. Was never going to get this, heard many bad things, but then I started to hear a couple of good things, particularly if you just treat it as its own entity and don't relate it to the originals. And again, it was like $3, so I will see it on its own merits and see how we are with Cabin Fever, the remake. The Assignment. Oh dear. This one was really a curiosity for me for some time because of the plot of the film, which is... this is a Walter Hill film. Michelle Rodriguez starts the movie as a man with a beard. It's unfortunately not a very good-looking beard, but you got to try and just believe that she is actually a man. Called Jack Kitchen, I think was the name. And he is an assassin. Kills a mark that he shouldn't have. And as revenge, it's a bit like watching Crank, to be honest. As revenge for doing the bad thing, the sadistic Dr. Sigourney Weaver, yes, performs an unwanted and forceful sex change and turns him into Michelle Rodriguez, and which is just basically take the beard off and give her some boobs. It's then just sort of like Crank with Jason Statham, just killing people until she gets to the top dog. I had a lot of fun with it. It is pretty ridiculous plot, and the beard at the start is about as good as the fake beards in Bruce Campbell's Alien Apocalypse. If you've seen that, that's some fake beards. But you know, it was different enough that I was really quite enjoying it. So, The Assignment, as in reassignment, get it? I'm not going to say it's Walter Hill's best film. That would be ridiculous, but it's good fun. It's better than the reviews it gets. Check it out. The Sweeper, finally on Blu-ray. A mid-90s Dolph on New Image Films. It's previously had like a local Australian bodgy-looking VHS type DVD. Not sure how else it was treated worldwide. Not very well, I think. I believe there was a French DVD or something that might have been widescreen, but anyway, it's all resolved now. Nice Blu-ray from Germany, very cheap too, like €9. And it's a solid film. It's mid-level, just like this one, The Shooter. This is a mid-level Dolph from mid-late 90s. First time, I think, as well in widescreen. The American DVD was called Hidden Assassin, and not only was it full screen, but it was cut by like 10 minutes. So this is a good one to get. I watched it. It's pretty much a DVD upscale from some DVD. I don't know what. Or at least an SD upscale. It's in 1080i, it says. It's a pretty good upscale. There was moments when I thought, yeah, this is just a fairly grainy looking Blu-ray, but it's clearly not proper HD, but it's in full widescreen, and it's the best I've ever seen the film. So The Shooter. Now there's another one that's the same cover, but instead of saying The Shooter, it has the German title here in the big font. That one is cut. I don't know why there's two, but don't get that one. Get the one that says The Shooter. So yeah, happy with that. Piranha 2. James Cameron's worst kept secret. Good fun film. Upgrading the DVD. I missed out on getting this from Amazon before they shut us out, and Amazon Australia don't have it. But then I found it in the city, in a store, and I picked it up, and I didn't pay much more than I would have paid from Amazon anyway. So Piranha 2, very happy to get this one. Good fun film. Not sure about this. I'm just going in blind here. Haven't seen any of the American Guinea Pigs, just like I picked up that Song of Solomon last month. Sacrifice shipped. I got them because they were just so dirt cheap. Don't know why. They were just really dirt cheap, like 22 Australian. Very cheap. That's including shipping. So, I will see what this one's like. I've heard, of course, that it's a gory bloodfest, so we'll see how we go with Sacrifice. And lastly, but not least, on the Blu-rays, Changeling. This is the UK release. I've taken the outer thing off. Disc, book, I think it's a poster as well, some cards. Great film, really good transfer. transfer between this and the Severin are largely interchangeable. And I prefer this hard box as well on the second sight that I'm holding here. So very cool, great film with George C. Scott, really good one, needs more fans. That's The Changeling. And lastly, onto the Asian pile, the Hong Kong films and such, as is my latest tradition. And the first one is the only VCD of the update. This is Super Lady Cop with Cynthia Khan. I haven't chucked this one on yet. It's kind of hard to find this disc. There's a few different versions, and I'm not too sure which one I've got. I'm pretty sure it's subtitled, so that's at least something. There may exist a longer cut. I may be holding it. I'm not sure. That features Cynthia Khan in her battles with the robots of this film, which is brilliant. But anyway, where she has a experience dressing up as Chun-Li from Street Fighter. Now, that may sound similar to another film, which is City Hunter, starring Jackie Chan, who also turns into Chun-Li. And it's just coincidence I ended up with both of these things. So I haven't checked out that VCD or this Blu-ray yet, but I know that the Eureka Blu-ray is going to look pretty amazing. Their Jackie Chan Blu-rays have just been outstanding. The quality they've been putting into them, and all the features and stuff. Interview with kickboxer and actor Gary Daniels and Richard Norton. Awesome. I didn't even notice that. That's really cool. Anybody interested in these, you can buy from Eureka Direct on their website. It's worldwide free shipping, and this took 5 days to get from the UK to Australia. That eclipses anything I've ever had before. 5 days. So keep that in mind. So there you go. City Hunter, slightly strange Jackie Chan paired up with a pretty weird Cynthia Khan. On to some DVDs. Warriors of the Rainbow. This is a Monster Pictures release I never had. This is the longer cut on 2 DVDs, and is supposedly quite an epic battle film. Got John Woo as producer, so that helps. Looking forward to checking this one out. There is a Blu-ray as well. I'm not sure if that's the longer cut, but this one definitely is, so that's cool. Found this in a charity shop. Know nothing about it. Demon Empire Korean fantasy action film. Looks quite modern, but it's set in 924 AD. Well, there you go. I'm assuming it's going to have dragons and demons and all that kind of stuff. So, Demon Empire cost me $2. Here we go. Big thumbs up go to Extra the Mutilator for linking me this one. This is God damn it! I just had a mental break. Tiger on the Beat 2, obviously the sequel to Tiger on Beat, and haven't seen the second one, but I do enjoy my legendaries, as he knows. So it was a pretty quick add to cart for me, and read a few things about it. People generally don't think it's as good as the first one. You get an extra cover there, as you do with the legendaries. But a recommendation from Extra is a recommendation I take strongly, so I'm expecting to enjoy Tiger on the Beat 2 as much as I did the first film. And the rest of the update, I got eight delicious Taiwanese Shaw Brother DVDs, and they were all quite affordable. Haven't seen any of these, but I passed them all by, again, Extra, who is the Shaw King. He sure is. Ha ha ha. And got the thumbs up on all of these purchases. So we have the Crimson Charm. Can't say much about anything in them because of all the Taiwanese writing on the back, but there you go. Crimson Charm. Vengeance is a Golden Blade. I believe that one's from the 60s. Shaolin Intruders. So these particular discs, this one's the sword stained with royal blood. These particular discs put out by Delta Mac in Taiwan are equivalent to the IVLs of the Celestial films. Same prints, same everything. So there can be an issue with the storage of the disc inside the case. I've got some theories about that, but just give them a clean if you do buy them and they look a bit used. They aren't. I just think there's some storage issues with that, but I've not had any playback problems. Anyway, keep that in mind. They're a lot cheaper and easier to get than the IVLs. Swordman at Large. This one looks pretty epic, actually. And where's the title on this one? The Lady Hermit. I've heard lots of good things about Lady Hermit. Might be the first one of these I chuck on. Whoa! My pile, my pile. Oh, hell, I've lost my pile. I'd do a jump cut if I cared, but I'm not going to. And Legend of the Bat. This is a pretty cool cover. I had it confirmed he does not turn into a bat. Almost removed it from the cart when I found that out. Just kidding. And the last one of this hastily put together update is Executioners from Shaolin. Anything with Shaolin in the title is bound to be good times. That's my update. Not quite October, but it is the October update. I'm going to be gone for the next week and a bit, going on a much needed holiday, which is why I'm rushing this one out. Hope you all enjoyed. See you next time.